Thank you. I'm glad you clarified that, but you probably have picked it up from the accent. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honour to be invited here to speak at MacGill, and I'd like to thank both Joe Mulholland and Dublin Chamber for the opportunity to participate. As an Irish CEO of a company with global reach, I've watched our economic recovery through the lens of both citizen and multinational, and it's from those twin perspectives that I'd like to talk with you this evening about Ireland's economic recovery, both in terms of where we are today and how I think we could sustain economic recovery into the future. So from the perspective of both citizen and multinational, I'm immensely proud of what we've achieved since the financial crisis. They say that the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire, and I believe we're stronger for having endured it. Yet, beneath the good news stories and positive economic indicators lies an inescapable truth that the Ireland emerging from this fire is a tale of two countries. The first Ireland has become the poster boy of economic rebound, a hub for investment and the ICT centre for Europe. We read that our economy is forecast to be one of the fastest growing in the EU again this year. Yet there is a second Ireland, which still bears the scars of economic crisis, evidenced by shuttered shops, poor access to credit, and empty streets that were once crowded with customers. Some commentators say a two-tiered Ireland and a two-speed economy recovery is inevitable. The gap might widen or the gap might narrow, but in the end, the gap remains. I hope to challenge this view. I believe we can create the conditions for a sustainable national recovery that leaves no person or region behind. Others claim that the line dividing these two Irelands is fading. They point to the recent return of rural Ireland to growth as an example of this. Yet, while recent indicators are positive, it is naive to think that the underlying factors which created this divide, such as rural to urban migration and a lack of quality economic infrastructure, have gone away. I believe we can address these legacy issues through strategic investments, and I'll talk a little more about that. So with a two-tiered recovery as our backdrop, I think there are two key questions we should ask when managing the economic recovery now and into the future. The first question is how we accelerate economic recovery in areas of the country that have yet to feel it. The second wider question is how we maintain economic growth nationally in a time of global economic uncertainty and significant global competition. It is my firm belief that the answer to both questions lies in harnessing the power of connectivity. So, to build an economy fit for the 21st century, Ireland must revive a 20th century habit by investing in national resources that enable every person and every business to prosper. Just as rural electrification was in the 1940s Ireland, in today's digital world, access to universal, high-speed data connectivity is the great enabler for all. At its core, investing in connectivity is about helping people and communities achieve their potential. It is about levelling the playing field, enabling everyone to participate in economic recovery. It allows us to unleash our creativity by creating new ways to communicate and socialise, new business models and industries, and more efficient ways for firms and workers to operate. It changes the way in which public services, healthcare and education are provided. It strengthens communities by offering credible alternatives to migration for young people. On the way here today, I visited the Craft Gallery on the main street. It sells contemporary jewellery designed by a local artist, Hannah McGuinness. I'm wearing her necklace. Nice. Thank you. Today, Hannah's primary customers are locals and tourists passing through Glentees. In a connected Ireland, Hannah will use high-speed broadband connectivity to sell her jewellery online to a national and international marketplace without having to leave her studio. Her best customers won't be tourists and locals. They'll be retailers in Dublin, Germany and Japan, benefiting the local economy here in Donegal. Worrying, while 60% of small to medium-sized businesses in Ireland have a web presence, 91% admit they cannot process sales via the internet. If we are to be serious about sustainable economic recovery, improving the statistics through investing in connectivity and opening up a global market to people like Hannah would be a very good start. But universal connectivity in the context of creating sustainable economic recovery isn't just about increasing e-commerce and improving GDP. It's about investing in tangible recovery by improving the lives of people through better healthcare, education, fairer working conditions and higher quality jobs. Connectivity will bring world-class healthcare to peripheral regions through e-health capability. The patient who becomes ill in Gweedore will be able to access the best medical specialists, both in Ireland and internationally, through a video link in their local health centre. Connectivity will allow them to access their medical information online, enable remote monitoring and diagnosis so that hospitals become a last resort rather than a first port of call. As well as enabling world-class healthcare in peripheral regions, e-health is a proven means to accelerating economic growth. E-health is the fastest growing part of the healthcare industry and has the potential to create new jobs, successful businesses and savings for the taxpayer. Universal connectivity will revolutionise education, ensuring that people of all ages are reaching their potential and ready to contribute to the future of this country. In a connected Ireland, lifelong learning will be at the fingertips of every citizen. Online learning will allow learners to improve their skills at a time and place that suits them. The worker in the local cafe will be doing postgraduate qualifications in business at night from the comfort of his living room. The owner of a local service station will be doing an online accounting course so that she can do her own books. Technology will revolutionise the way our young people learn. The classroom down the road in Scoilvera National School won't look anything like they do today. Internet-enabled devices will replace textbooks. Learning analytics will help teachers assess concerns and achievements of pupils in the class. Access to numerous resources for teachers on the internet will provide opportunities to increase their skills in a much more cost-effective way. Connectivity can revolutionise the workplace and worker productivity. People will be able to work remotely from home, meaning less incentives to move from rural to urban areas in search of employment. Businesses will be more productive, maximising economic output. The farmer will have valuable information at his fingertips on weather conditions, disease control, new methods of maximising crop yield and livestock trading. One of our own customers, Irish Farm Computers, is a prime example of that opportunity that connectivity can bring to agribusiness. Their software monitors everything from grass growing rates and animal records to financial management. They simplify the lives of farmers while increasing farm productivity. Not only is it good for the farmer, it is good for the wider economy. Irish Farm Computers now have customers as far afield as the US and New Zealand, increasing Irish trade abroad. So while investing in universal connectivity has the potential to create so much opportunity, it also is our best weapon against the challenges of the future, challenges that have the potential to derail our economic recovery. One major challenge we face is that the nature of work will change. Advances in artificial intelligence means that more and more tasks can be done by machine, opening the possibility that some types of jobs could become fully automated. The fact that new technologies will make some forms of work unnecessary or economically uncompetitive is nothing new. We've been reinventing work since the Industrial Revolution, when the mechanical loom made home weaving redundant while creating jobs for mill workers. But technological advances means that the pace of change is unlike anything we have ever seen before. This will have a particular impact on areas of the country which rely heavily on low and semi-skilled employment. Automation of these roles will only accelerate in the years to come, and we must be prepared to offer new skills to those affected in a way that is both flexible and cost-effective. High-speed connectivity is central to that process, offering scalable, affordable retraining to workers in skilled fields without having to attend colleges in larger towns and cities. It will allow us to remain competitive in an increasing global marketplace. Workers in Ireland are already competing with 230 million knowledge workers across the world for job creation and foreign direct investment. By 2025, 2 to 3 billion more people across the world will have access to the internet, allowing unparalleled access to mass education and knowledge workers in the developing world. Donegal will be competing with New Delhi, and these workers will be able to offer economies of scale and a level of flexibility that Ireland and most acutely peripheral regions may not be able to compete with. To counter this, we must find ways of lowering our cost base, becoming increasingly competitive. One way to do that is home sourcing. By harnessing high-speed, reliable connectivity, many companies tempted to export jobs overseas will opt to retain the jobs in Ireland, realising savings by allowing people to work from home. Home sourcing is not only cheaper than traditional outsourcing, but home workers are 25% more productive than employees in-house. The benefits to companies aren't limited to lower costs. Allowing people to work at home makes for happier, more productive workers. What's more, people can remain in their communities instead of having to go to larger towns and cities for employment, strengthening the community bond that has withered in recent times. To achieve universal connectivity in Ireland and to maximise its impact, policymakers, businesses and citizens must all play their part. Firstly, businesses like Vodafone, who provide connectivity, must continue to invest in the necessary infrastructure to make high-speed connectivity a reality. I'm proud to say we've partnered with the ESB, rolling out Cyro, which will be a super-fast, end-to-end fibre broadband, bringing it to every home and business in Ireland. But secondly, policymakers must take steps to incentivise investment, particularly in areas of the country that are uneconomical for commercial entities to go to. The Government's National Broadband Plan is a potential game changer in this regard, but the Government must decide whether it wants to create a future-proof broadband network that truly serves the needs of the Irish people. Policymakers must ensure that the party they entrust this to develops a high-speed network that is not antiquated and copper, but one is truly fibre to the home and is capable of providing the connectivity that will ensure economic prosperity. Local policymakers can incentivise future investments by aligning the costs and rules on planning. This will ensure companies like Vodafone providing connectivity can deliver maximum coverage and maximum benefit to citizens. Currently, local authority development contributions differ widely across the country. It's 18,000 to put up a mobile mast in Tipperary, and it's free in Dún Laoghaire. Now you figure out where we put up mobile masts and where we don't. It was proven in 2011 in an ESRI study on how fees and local planning regulation can influence deployment of telecoms infrastructure. The less barriers, the more connectivity. So to conclude, I'm confident that we're on the right track, But we must not lose sight of the fact that Ireland, emerging from the crisis, is a two-tier Ireland. To unify the country in a sustainable recovery, we must invest in universal connectivity that will enable all people to achieve their potential and fully participate, irrespective of region. No other single investment can benefit Ireland. It will give all businesses, urban and rural, a global stage. It will bring world-class healthcare to peripheral regions, revolutionise education, stem the flow of rural to urban migration, and guard against the challenges tomorrow. To harness the capability of a connected Ireland, we must all play our part through investing in, adapting to and embracing connectivity. If we do these things, not only will we level the playing field between the two Irelands, we will set ourselves up for sustained economic growth and prosperity for years to come. Thank you very much.